KTAR.com has introduced you to so many fascinating people who lead fascinating lives. This life is so fascinating that we started it last week with part one of Colleen Jennings-Roggensack, the executive director of
ASU Gammage.
ASU Gammage, which means an awful lot of artistic things that go on not only in that venue but also others.
Yes, exactly. We are also in Scottsdale at the Care Cultural Center. We also see 35,000 school children during the course of a year. Arts have been diminished in our public schools, so we bring students to Gammage. We teach teachers to teach the arts. We have been in Sheriff Joe Arpaio's jails for 11 years now, doing a program called Journey Home, where we work with the young women who've been incarcerated, writing, dancing, learning to have a voice, taking off their victim mask, and that program has the lowest recidivism rate of any program.
Which I guess also answers the question, why do we need the arts when we need so many other things in this country at this point?
Because we need a soul. You can exist with many other things, without many other things, but you must have the arts to have a soul. Also, it makes the unfamiliar familiar. You and I are very different people, although I am a Colleen and you are an Irishman. We learn a lot more about each other by watching things on the stage, by engaging.
When was that moment in your life, either as an adult or a child, anytime, that you can say right now, in answer to this question, that someone on stage, some plot line, some performer, reached out and grabbed your soul and you were totally stunned?
I will tell you this. I was a little child. My dad was in the military. We moved around a lot, but my parents believed in the arts. So we were often in cheap seats or standing room only seats. Gypsy, Ethel Merman. So you can imagine how little I was.
Mama Rose.
Going, oh my goodness, whatever that is, I want to be a part of it.
How old were you?
Oh, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And I was profoundly impacted. And my parents were like, this is your world. We don't know how you're going to get into it, but this is your world. One of the few things that we could do in our home, a few times we weren't eating dinner at the dinner table, was during the Tonys. We could have a TV tray, and we could sit there and watch the Tonys. Now, where did God bless both my parents have passed on, but a little tiny little lady from Texas, Lamarck, Texas, and an elegantly tall gentleman from Union, South Carolina, said the Tonys are important.
And wow, now you're voting for them.
And now I'm a voter, and my parents lived to see it.
See, that's the kind of story that we love to do here. And oh, by the way, we also mention other stories too, like the ones that are going to be told next season.
Oh my goodness. And there is one, if you do nothing else, Mr. McMahon, Warhorse is what I want you to see. And you are going to meet the writer of Warhorse, Michael Merpergo, who, next to you, is one of the best storytellers in the world.
You just got me. Because my daughter saw it in London, and she described it to me. I have not been able to see the movie because of what I have seen in the development and construction of that remarkable puppetry that exists on stage. And we get Warhorse on stage at Gammage?
On stage. And Joey, the big horse Joey. 6 men it takes to operate Joey. And it's stunning because there's music. It's a play, but there's music involved.
You're going to run that for the entire Broadway season. Just Warhorse. There's no other shows?
If you see nothing else. However, having said that, knowing the rebel that you are, Memphis.
Oh.
What could be more rebellious and active than a white DJ in 1950 introducing black music, falling in love with an African-American woman in a forbidden relationship that just rocks.
And that kind of music was never played on white radio stations at that time. Until then, what else?
Exactly. Well, and I also have to say, who would write that music? John Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that?
You're selling.
Mind-blowing.
You're selling.
Mind-blowing, mind-blowing.
Warhorse, Memphis. Those may be the only 2 shows that they book in at Gammage Auditorium on the campus of Arizona State University. Unless, of course, you have something else to say.
I would say during the run of Wallace and Ladmo, this theme song, da-na-na-na,
Oh.
Da-da-da-da.
Yes. And, well, no, because
Adams
obviously
Family.
the Adams Family.
Adams
Sure.
Family will be coming, and
Charles Adams out of the New Yorker, and then the movies and the play.
And fabulously
and by the
funny
way,
and
it's been a
wicked.
huge success in New York, I know. And we're running out of time, so you have to tell me about the
oh
rest
my
of the
goodness.
season.
Well, who would not want to see Peter Pan and Kathy Rigby flying?
Well, since
Fine.
I'm the father of a daughter who played Peter Pan at Gammage
Right.
a few years ago, I may get tickets for a few of those shows.
And it's delightful, it's lovely, it's delicious, it's anything goes.
Now that's the whole season, right? Because we're almost out of time.
Oh, we're almost out of time. We are bringing back Les Mis again because Les Mis will cease to tour after this tour for a while.
You can't go
They're going
wrong
to put
with
it to
Les
bed.
Mis.
So Les Mis, Beauty and the Beast. It's going to be
Have we
lovely
missed
for
one?
children. We have missed one. As I'm sitting here
Well, why don't you
thinking,
come back for part 3?
All right, I'll
sometime
come
a little
back- I'll
later in
come
the
back for
season.
part 3.
Colleen Jennings-Roggensack, she's the one who is forced to travel the world to bring this kind of entertainment to that stage. And aren't you glad you found out about it on KTAR.com?